Chances are, if you're in this class, you're already creating great work. Now we're going to cover how to legitimize that work and build a community around it. This will prep you for our next video and how to turn your passion into a revenue stream. First, let's take a look at what you already have, your creative projects. You'll want to make sure that you're considering a few important things before you start monetizing your work. The first of these is creating shareable digital content, no matter what your medium is. Here are some of my tips for sharing your work. Post regularly and consistently. It doesn't have to be every day, but just make sure that you're not falling off the radar. Also, you can figure out when your fans are most engaged. Is it in the evenings, the weekends, during their lunch break? Consider showing process shots too. Not all of the work that you share has to be a finished product. For illustrators, this could be a sketch. For video creators, this could be a behind-the-scenes shot. For me, sometimes it's sharing a video of an unfinished song when I'm in the studio. You can also remember that you don't need to be on all of the social networks. It's important to share what you're doing, but find the network that works best for you. For musicians, this could be SoundCloud. For illustrators, it could be DeviantArt. Choose the one that makes you most excited to share your work with your fans. A great example of this is Amanda Palmer. She's a musician and a writer, but she shows her creative work in the form of videos, blog posts, MP3s, and also posts on social media. Create a system that works for you so that you're excited to keep sharing. Before you monetize your work, you also want to define your personal brand. Assess yourself as a creator. What are you making? Who is it for? Why are you making it? Some important things to consider here are how you can stay recognized across all of your social media platforms, and also how you can distinguish yourself from other creators to stay memorable. This should be expressed at every touch point between you and your followers, whether it's your social media posts, your bios, the look and feel of your different social platforms. Here are two examples of strong personal brands from creators in the Patreon community. The first example of these is Bite Size Vegan. The consistency across her social media and the photos she shows of herself help you recognize her across platforms. You can also tell right off the bat what the topic of her videos are from looking at her social media. The second example is Shayla Maddox. She's a painter, and that's instantly demonstrated when you visit her social media. Right away you can sense the mood and style of her paintings, and she also includes a photo so that you can recognize her across social media networks. She also is very reflective in all of her style of writing, so you get a sense of what her personality is like. If this topic really excites you and you want to learn more, I've attached a few other Skillshare classes so that you can dive deeper into how to build your personal brand. Now that you're sharing your content and you've defined your personal brand, you'll want to start growing your fan base. This is incredibly important because your fans will play such an important role in how you earn a living as a creator. And I know this is easier said than done, but you don't need 1 million followers. You just need fans who are engaged and who care deeply about your work. Think about how you can engage your fans on social media. Peter Hollins is a great example of this. He replies to almost every comment that his fans leave so that his followers feel that he truly cares about their support. Don't be afraid to unveil your personality to your fans. It strengthens the connection between you and your following, and it makes them feel like they know you better. When you're communicating with your fans, you can also use a call to action. This enlists your following to help you share your work across their networks. Networking is also a great way to grow your audience, whether it's reaching out to artists who inspire you or saying thank you to the people who appreciate your work. Here are the 3 signs that you are ready to monetize your work. You're distributing your work on a regular basis. You've developed a strong personal brand that distinguishes you from other creators. And you've grown a fan base that engages with you on social media and shares your work. If this feels a little out of reach still, I'd recommend taking the next few months to really refine your personal brand around these core places. But if you are knocking it out on these 3 things, let's jump into the next video about how to build a revenue stream around your work.